Welcome back to the good show. I was enjoying Griff's intro. It's like, he normally tells us when he's coming back and it's like 3, 2, 1. He's like 3, 2. I was like 3, 2, 1. So we're back and we're here for another segment. It's mainly going to be Dota 2 because we've got Bruno, where we get out of our StarCraft 2 segment, which is very long. We rambled a lot, sometimes coherently, sometimes
mostly incoherently.
Mostly, yeah. But that's generally what the show is about. So at least we're got a theme going.
I take back my apologies, by the way.
What did you apologize for?
I don't know.
Being himself.
Just every apology you've ever done in life.
Never apologize.
Didn't mean it. Didn't mean a single one.
What if you just bumped into somebody in the street?
Why were you in the way? Get out of my way.
He can't change camera, apparently.
Yeah, apparently.
Look at the Diablo poster in the TV behind you.
Yeah, it's fucked.
Oh, yeah.
What's going on with Diablo?
Why is the camera
Because there was, someone left the door open, and
was a
everything
story.
flew
Oh, look,
away.
there's a little Zelda sticker sticking out.
No, but
Amazing board.
How
but
did it?
I spent
How
three-
did
Let
it?
it be.
How
Let
did
it
it
be.
get
I
in
spent
front?
3 days building that.
I thought it would say
How the
I
fuck did it get
spent
in front of you?
I don't know how it got in front
$300,000.
because there's like a good. The TV goes to here. There's like 2.
I told you
inches.
there was a big wind that actually made that fly.
This whole thing.
This whole thing.
Look, the studio is not very robust. The camera's being moved now as well.
It's like, oh, fucking completely fucked. I don't know, whatever. We're doing it live.
Whatever. Exactly.
Subscribe, we need more posters.
Yes. Please.
Hello, Bruno. Camera change?
I want
There
a
he
bunny suit.
What? You want a bunny suit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe Apollo can help you.
There's actually, I think...
There's a Pikachu waiting.
Pikachu, yeah, Chance has tweeted. Because
Yeah.
Apollo's going to commentate the Pikachu outfit. But let's get into Dota 2. We've got Bruno here. So, first off, Team Liquid win Raidcall D2L Season 2, the EG tournament. And they beat Team Dignitas in the finals.
They came from the loser bracket. They actually lost to Dignitas during the semifinals. They lost 2-0 against them. Then they came back and they won. They proceeded to win the tournament, which was really long. I think that's the word I was trying to find. It was really long. It started early December and it finished just last week.
Yeah.
The finals were also, in my opinion, this is completely my opinion, a bit rushed. It was everything in 2 days after a 2-week hiatus of the rest of the tournament. So it didn't have the numbers. I was watching the stream and it was around 17k, 18k, which for a finals of Dota 2 is not that much. And it
Well,
was,
it's kind of like a finals. It just doesn't matter if it's a finals. It's like you've got Navi playing or maybe Fnatic versus NTH, and then you get 30, 35k.
well, but I mean,
And
we've been talking about this.
was the most watched of all the series during the group stages,
Yeah.
as far as I could tell.
Yeah, it was like consistently very watched, and people like really much the combo of
Really
Icy and Draskell. But the thing was that I think it caught everyone by surprise because there was such a long break between the end of the group stage and the finals. That was suddenly D12 finals, and also it was during Wednesday and Thursday, I think, not during the weekend. So again, and it came it lasted so long. I think the finals ended at 5 a.m.
yeah, for the Russians,
for
at
something
least.
in the morning Europe, right? And that was of course, that's never good for the audience. It was really nice that it was an all-American finals because that was a more suitable time for Americans. But still, it was a bit too long.
I'm just looking at your earpiece. I don't think that's how you wear it, Bruno.
What?
That's how he wears it.
Turn your head a little bit. Yeah, no.
I love
You've
it.
just kind of attached it to the side of your face. It's not really. It's the worst microphone. It's so annoying.
It's terrible.
I went to the shop to buy one of the ones that we have, and they're like, "Oh no, we don't have them in stock, and we won't get them in stock for ages."
No, we
These
have
are
this
better.
one.
Of course, they even said that. These are better. These are
Only
what we're
takes
going
one
with.
ear, man.
Yeah.
It's better. Although this
It's
thing
so
just
annoying.
doesn't fit.
I apologize. Subscribe, posters, and microphones.
Yeah, I'm winning microphones.
Anyway, yeah, so $5,000 for Liquid, $3,000 for Dignitas, but it was such a long tournament.
Yeah, and you were talking about during the StarCraft section about you mentioned the
WCS,
D12.
and
Yeah, well, we're
compared
talking.
to this,
yeah. Hopefully, I think that if you look at the tournament so far, it has to have been a success.
Are they?
Oh,
I wanna,
without doubt.
sorry, I'm going to cut in. Are they sharing?
What?
Oh,
Go back.
sorry.
Oh,
Hey,
Exit,
super.
yes,
exit,
bye. That was it.
exit.
Dota 2 section over.
It doesn't go away.
Tune in next week.
No, I'm confused.
Did they do anything with like ad share or ticket share with the teams for DTR?
I believe they did, but I don't know if it actually happened. But I think they did.
There were talks about it at least.
I think they wanted to do that. I haven't
I
talked
know-
with any teams about how that worked.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
King Dignitas
But-
yeah, there were
James wanted to be prize money so he can go directly to the players and not the teams. Not team. More prize money.
I know there were talks of revenue sharing for the streams and for the
In-game
tickets, in-game
tickets.
tickets, but
but you
I'm
haven't
not
been-
sure it happened actually.
Okay.
One thing I noticed about how they always had their overlay set up is that they always had every single team logo
Yeah.
on there, no matter
Yeah.
what. Like participating 12 teams, and they always had them. So it's kind of like interesting.
Anyways, I'm pretty sure there will be a season 3. I mean, there's no reason not to. And but with the success that season 2 was for them, I would be expecting either a higher prize pool or probably a better tournament system in general.
Maybe an offline finals or something. I feel like
yeah.
I feel like with EG in North America, it's kind of like MLG is not touching Dota. NASL is kind of like, can we do Dota? And EG is kind of like, we've been doing Dota.
Yeah.
It's been good. So I feel like it makes a lot of sense for them to step up what they're doing in a big way.
And they're also EG are going to San Francisco, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe they'll be able to host something there. So that'll be interesting.
Question for Bruno about this.
Yes.
American teams. It seems like, EG before was the best American team, then Team Liquid have been for a long time. Maybe they even surpassed when it was complexity.
But Team Dignitas is doing really good. they
but
say.
Team Liquid
lately,
hasn't been the best team.
lately
No
it
way.
seems like first Team Liquid and also Team Dignitas, like they're really strong.
Yes.
Are you seeing them to even surpassing the Europe scene at this point?
I can't say there's a North American scene and a European scene. It's all the same.
It's a
Do
Like
you think
they-
it's the same?
You can't actually say the North American scene is better than the European scene or vice
Bruno
versa.
doesn't see color. Hellspawn.
Shouldn't have the regions.
Well, I mean, maybe in the future when we have 8 good American teams, we can say there's a North American league or group stage or whatever, and a European scene, and we can differentiate the two scenes. But because they're playing together all the time, every single tournament, Team Liquid, Team Dignitas right now are better than most of the European teams, but there are some European teams that are better than them as well. Now, it's a different kind of world if we try to compare Chinese teams or Southeast Asian teams with European, North American, because they don't play against each other. So you don't really get to grasp the real strength of a team comparatively to other. Like, people were saying, oh, DK is doing really bad. I was saying DK was doing really bad last week. Now they're doing really well. And but even then, like, I had this sensation that DK, in his worst possible way, was better than most of the European teams.
All right. Yeah.
So that's
I'm seeing that they were called bottom, right? When you pick them up, and at that point they were really, really strong. At the same time as the international, kinda, but they were not invited.
Well,
and
yeah.
now, I think they have their peak at this point
They're
since
doing
they
really
joined
amazing.
Dignitas.
Dignitas. They're in so many finals and they're doing so good in so many games.
Yep.
But
And still, you're seeing Team Liquid being, I would say, still one step ahead.
I think
I
Team
don't know.
Liquid has the
No.
best publicity.
I don't. Yeah.
Oh, maybe I'm wrong. I haven't followed all the games, of
I've
course.
seen less holes in how Dignitas play
Alright.
than I've seen a little bit more in Team Liquid. Like Dignitas
I don't-
seem
I
really
don't
good
think
on
you
their
can
movement
see-
rotations and where they push and when they fight. They
I
seem
don't
really
think you
control
can
of the
say
game.
any team is better than the other at the moment. It's really
Yeah.
even. I think the most interesting part of it is what's behind Dignitas, Liquid, and EG. I mean, are
Yeah, I mean,
How
there's
does Fnatic
Fnatic.
do it?
Well, Fnatic North America?
Yeah,
No, not good.
not good.
Not good.
Is there any growth coming from behind, or is it basically
Not really. There's Infinity something, which is not the Infinity and Beyond, which was Merlini's team. It's another Infinite Gaming something. Were like in EMS One, also in the Cup stage, but they lost 0-3. So those were-
Eternal Envy, didn't he make a North American team?
No, he
No,
was
his
making.
team is all Europeans. He's the
Uh-huh.
only.
Yeah, he was
Alright.
trying to make
Deja
a.
vu?
He was trying.
He was trying to make a
but
team
then-
with like up and coming pop stars.
There was what
One of them, Clairvoyance, is now casting with Tovi a lot, so he might be going for casting right now. I mean, he's quite. good
And
now.
where is EG on this map?
EG, well,
Third.
since they've taken a 2-week holidays in the...
But yeah, but I would say 2 years holiday. Well,
In the Dota
but
scene,
they
that's
haven't
what
done
it
good.
is.
I mean, the
They,
thing...
they were in the let's say they
alright.
were in the final at Dreamhack.
It's all right. They got the alliance now.
Don't
I
worry,
haven't seen
Alex,
it since
you got the alliance.
I mean, it's quite hard to say. I mean, with that in mind, most of the teams didn't actually really accomplish a lot in Dota 2. Like, other than Navi, which other team has consistently been winning stuff? It's really hard.
It's only recently Tidehunter that's really come
Yeah,
out in a big way.
Exactly.
So, yeah, any more questions about this, or should we move on to what else has been happening in Dota 2?
Sure.
Hellspawn, you okay? Sure? You didn't seem very happy about that. Don't want to apologise?
Not to you.
Wow.
Okay, so the Dreamhack Invitational Finals were rescheduled.
Now you apologize.
So we ran them. We were meant to do 2 best of 3s and a best of 5s, but we had some DDoSing.
We were DDoS
had-
before DDoSing was cool.
yes.
We're the hipsters.
But basically, Dignitas had a hard time. We had lots of pauses. Also, Admiral Bulldog had a hard time for no Tidehunter, and we had no other option: either start the tournament at 11 p.m. and run it, where people still didn't have their full rosters because they couldn't get back online, or reschedule to Thursday. So we did that.
So tune in on Thursday for a
Yeah.
good session of DDoSing.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I want to believe, but realistically, what will happen is there will be problems again.
What's that?
It's-
Oh,
I mean, it's the way things are going. I don't think the DDoSing problem will be solved overnight.
yeah. The finals are between Dignitas and the Alliance. No, it won't be.
I'm going to be really sincere. I mean, let's hope for something
no, it
good.
won't be.
It's-
The thing is like we saw it in
Sing Sing.
World of Warcraft
Mhm.
way before, like a long time ago. World of Warcraft, it was like the big thing to do when there was ever a tournament, when there was ever someone happening. It was DDoS the fuck out of
Community
everybody.
initiative.
Yeah.
Grassroots, baby, grassroots.
But in World of Warcraft, it was this huge problem. So I got contacted by somebody on Skype, and I was like, who's this? And his name was like just L's and I's. So that if he ever showed his name on Skype on his stream accidentally, you
wouldn't be able
didn't
to.
know what his name was. So because the WoW pros made new Skype accounts just to prevent DDoSing, etc. So it's not going to go away.
No,
If anything, the attention it's getting, it's going to get worse.
it's going to be worse. Yeah.
But yeah, it's
Well,
Main
we're-
problem is that this is not
what it is.
Skype related. It's Steam
Well,
related. Right?
no. We're going to DDoS later, but I want to. I plan to.
Let's just go DDoS now.
Okay, let's go DDoS. now.
DDoS.
Okay,
It's a
so
major
some of
topic.
you guys know I was a university teacher. I teach computer science, and I also was an elementary school teacher as well. So I was thinking,
what
why
did you teach
not
in elementary school?
English?
Oh,
Yeah. So I took my time. I said, how can I actually explain all this in 5 minutes? Try to explain what DDoS is, because I've seen so many misconceptions in Reddit forums, Team Liquid forums so far that, I mean, first of all, DDoS, it's pretty much a flow problem. Like you have you have a connection, your connection has a limit. If people send you more information than your connection can receive, then you can't do anything, because maybe you can send, but when you try to receive something that's useful, it's lost in the flood of stuff that people send you.
Millions running through one door, and it's one guy who should run through it, but he cannot because
Yeah.
1 million is there already.
Exactly. So
thank you,
beautiful.
assistant teacher Hellspawn.
I like that.
Gold star.
So this problem, what happens? I mean, how can you actually do that? All you need to do is have someone's IP. And if you have someone's IP, you can send information to them. Now, information comes in lots of flavors. So depending on what type of information they send you, if you know that, you might be able to shield yourself against that kind of information and say, okay, ignore everything that comes that has this shape and size. Unfortunately, Cybermat and I, independently, we didn't know that about each other. We were trying to contact all the players and try to see if we could get from them some tracing, some information on what they were receiving, in order to tell people, okay, this is the attack that's going on, and this is how you can protect yourself against it. But we still don't know, because it's something very, very new. And most importantly, it has to do with having your IP, right? So people are getting IPs from pretty much anything that can give you an IP. The easiest way to do it is by Skype. Skype is a big, huge security exploit that can give you, I mean, as long as you know anyone's Skype name, you can get his IP.
Okay, that's great,
And you
Bruno.
can
Just
search.
keep helping people out. We're gonna. There's.
No, but
No.
the
And I
thing
would.
is, Skype is peer-to-peer, therefore you can get the IP.
No.
Isn't it?
No. Yes, but no. I mean, that's not the problem. The peer-to-peer part of Skype is when you're calling someone.
Yeah.
I mean, any other messaging service, they always go to the server. So it should never happen that you could get someone's information on Skype. There's also a Steam exploit that if someone calls you via Steam, like in the chat thing, kind of like Skype, they can get your IP. But that makes sense because they have to have you on your friends list and they have to call you. And if they call you, then you know that's the guy that's actually exploiting you. But this is nothing, and the bottom line is, this is not something that Valve can fix. And this is not something, I mean, if Skype fixes it overnight, then there will be another ways to actually. Like, there are exploits that can get your information via IRC if you go to IRC chat, lots of ways.
You can go to a site and someone can get your IP.
Yeah, and the worst thing is that, let's say I got your IP today, and now you protect yourself, you change Skype, you upgrade Steam, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Now you're super protected, because I got your IP yesterday. Unless you change your IP, I can still get to you.
Yeah, but you need to change your MAC address, so you come like, okay, this is a new network card to the ISP, and if it's not that you have one specific IP, you can get a new one, but you don't always get it. But normally you change your MAC. In Sweden, you MAC address and you get a new IP.
Exactly. There are some ISPs that just resetting the router changes the IP. Some other you have to ask the ISP to change your address. I mean, it's certain degrees of complications there, of course, but it's a problem. It's a can of worms. Once it's started, you have to take super extra precautions. And even like when we were talking about finding what kind of messages they were sending, if this is a script kiddie is a guy that just doesn't know how to code, and they just have a program, they press a button, and suddenly they do whatever,
It just sends
DDoS or
constant
whatever.
messages.
Yeah. So if it's someone like that, then it's easy because that person has not enough knowledge to know what that program is doing, so you can identify what the program is doing. But if this is someone that knows what they're doing, or has a botnet, which is like lots of computer in different places, or stuff like that, then it becomes much harder. If you really, really want to DDoS someone, you can.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line. Yeah, that's the bottom line.
But do you think, I don't know, I would guess in Europe or in Sweden you can just call your ISP and like I get in DDoS, can you maybe filter the traffic and they could
Possibly
do it?
you can.
But I wonder if maybe, I mean, it's all about bandwidth also, so maybe you're more exposed if you have a low connection.
Yes.
And I don't know if it's possible in the US, for example.
I mean,
with that infrastructure.
in North America, usually if you call your ISP and ask for a new IP, they'll be like, fuck off.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, but the thing is that if they clear the traffic, you could have the same IP. They could keep
Well, they will
you,
never filter traffic for you. No.
But they could.
Well, they could because they are the
Could if
ISP,
your
but I
uncle
mean,
works
it's
there
the ethic, like the moral implications of your ISP controlling which traffic goes to you, it goes against net neutrality. If like some ISP did that, they could get into big troubles. The thing is, what they can say is they can log your information and say, okay, we're noticing that you've been receiving lots of packets from this IP or this guy or this kind of ICMP kind of packet, whatever.
These Brazilian and Russian networks of bots.
So if they give you that information, you might be able to react against it. But then again, it all comes to how knowledgeable the guy that's actually doing the DDoS, or guys that are doing the DDoS.
Or
are.
girls DDoS too. So
Girls
be
DDoS
sexist.
too.
So what do you say, Bruno? It's over.
No, it's not over, but it will come to a point where someone will get bored, or that people will get...
It's the solution. Someone will get
well, that's what happened in
Yeah,
StarCraft.
that's-
People got bored.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I don't know. They're not as persistent as the WoW community, I guess, because it used to be just people getting DDoS a ton. It happened to Apollo, happened to Grubby. I mean, Destiny was getting DDoS for weeks on end, and then people were just like, eh.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess Destiny did like threaten Judge Judy with the one guy, so it's...
I mean, I realistically, I think that's what will happen. Unless, like, there are people saying maybe these guys are DDoSing for economical purpose, like getting an economic benefit. And here comes the betting side, like Pinnacle Sports or Dota 2 Launch. Actually, I talked to the guys from Dota 2 Launch, which were saying, he was a guy called Kevin, I think. He was being really friendly towards us and trying to explain me that what they do is like they, of course, have no kind of affiliation to people doing that, and they don't want their site to be seen in any kind of bad way, so they canceled all of their betting for today, and they still had top problems. It was like, I hope it's not us. I mean, if we're trying to intervene or whatever, trying to do some harm to the scene, we'll try to change and adapt. But clearly, the people that are doing that might be using other sites, or might not even be an economical purpose at all. Just people wanting to ruin people's life. Because
yeah. I mean, it's fun to break shit though as well.
it's kind of fun.
One thing that is kind of scary, though, I feel like for the Dota scene is that if D2L was getting DDoSed, if our thing was getting DDoSed, it's kind of like, fuck, that sucks. But like when something like the G1 League is getting screwed with, like this is a Chinese tournament coming in, having a Western qualifier, and they might look next time and be like,
here's the thing. I know for a fact that the Chinese organizers aren't happy about this. Like, not in... I'm not sure they will not consider the Western scene anymore, but it's like, this is being a lot of trouble for us, and we can't be bothered.
yeah.
So, I mean...
They were asking players, like, can you go to an internet cafe? We're like, we don't have him here. Like, they were asked, like, Fogged and Aoi from Dignitas. It's like, we don't have...
24 hours cafe, yeah.
But yeah, no, it's G1's first time in doing qualifiers. They had to postpone the Dignitas and Cupid Red Pandas game, where Dignitas actually, I felt, already going to win game one, had to be postponed, and they played it again. And can't say, so that's that happened.
What happened?
Yeah.
They played
Anyways,
it again.
yeah, they played. But yeah, my question is, you're saying, what about G1? And I raise your question, what about TI3 qualifiers? Because what if this goes on to that point?
Yeah,
Because
the
that,
TI2 qualifiers are online.
I feel like by then the teams will set up VPSs.
Yeah, I
or
mean,
whatever they need.
we're already set up.
But I mean,
You're
I
not going to stop people that want to be able to do this, in my opinion.
yeah.
well,
I mean, it really depends on whether, what? Oh yeah, this is fly. What? No,
you have to
just
tighten the screw.
It's fucking busting.
Change camera.
Is it good now?
Stop buzzing.
What?
Well,
Yeah, not good, but
put it on.
That fucking mic, man.
that fucking mic.
Fucking mic.
Oh,
Oh,
Can
one,
I
two,
just-
three, cool,
yeah.
great.
Yeah, sorry.
No, it's fine.
No, but I think this is the first time I've ever seen a DDoS hit a esports scene in this big regard, and I wouldn't say it's scary, but it's really, really bad. And I see that if you have these flaws not only through Skype but also through Steam.
Forget about Steam. Steam is not like the only way they can get you through Steam is you have someone on your friends list.
You have to
is
accept them. Yeah.
And if you if they call you, so not only you have to have accepted a stranger into your.
Are you 100% sure on that? You need.
I'm 100%
those,
sure.
Yeah, for the IP.
Yes.
All right. But it's also like you said that no matter what you do, you can find out IPs if you really want to do it. Like,
Yeah.
It's
it's
a big safety
The
precaution.
thing is,
Send an
like,
email.
persons who have the ability to actually do that don't bother in such kind of things. Like this guy that actually, mostly like statistically, and I hate that word now because the average guy that actually do DDoS for kind of things like esports and stuff like that are not
Are running
particularly
scripts.
well educated, so
True.
that they. If you were dealing with
some are though.
well, some are, but if you were dealing against an international like hacker, like in the movies or whatever, that guy probably has better things to do than actually go to a Team Dignitas game and
for sure.
disconnect Fogged. I don't know. It's.
I mean, it has happened. I think that at some interesting mods, if it was Cbit or something like that, one of the switches came out with the IP, so that row was DDoSed, and I mean, it takes time even for a well-run organization like ESL to solve it. I mean, enough to be behind 1-2 hours because of DDoS. So, but this seeing all over Dota, it's troubling, and I think that I agree with Bruno that this might be around still for TI3 tournaments, and I can see all these qualifications and $10,000 tournaments this upcoming month, maybe. It can take time to solve it.
I tell you, we can't say anything until we know the nature of these attacks. Once we educate the players enough so that they can provide with logs, so that we can actually know what's going on, what exactly kind of attack is going on, if it's always the same thing, if it comes always from the same IP, if it's always the same kind of packet. Once we know that, we can say, okay, just go to your firewall, do this, this, and that, and this kind of particular script that people is using, it won't bother you anymore. And you can still like show your IP, whatever, and if that particular attack will not affect you anymore. If it's someone with more knowledge or some kind of attack that changes during time, it's going to take a while.
Bruno brings hope.
I want to believe.
Can I add another thing?
Of course you
can. Yes, you can.
It's not a matter, or do you have something else on the DDoS?
No, I'm okay.
Yeah, actually, Petri, who you talked about, and this EG forcing money, actually, the money was claimed 6 days after the tournament, and they were paid out 1 day after that claim. So it was an internal thing between EG and Forcing. Yes. Comes from Petri, who's back in esports, by the way.
God, he's like the best person in esports. That was the quickest payout ever.
I would say maybe the quickest payoff ever, yeah?
Well done.
7 days.
Shame, Forzane was like, hey James, I need the tournament organizer.
Yeah,
But,
well,
let's move on. Where are we going next?
I don't know. If
Down
you
the
have
list.
Well, we've
Yeah, we
skipped
jumped.
stuff now.
Just go back and we go quickly.
Problem
through
solved, James. Use your...
Third one, G1 League Western Qualifiers brackets revealed.
Yep. Also, G1 Western qualifiers, like we're into the qualifiers already. It's not like the revealed part happened a week ago. Now we have the brackets. Now the matches have been played, and the G1 Western League qualifiers were postponed
Indefinitely, right?
indefinitely. Like hopefully they will be solved soon. I'm assuming they will keep playing privately, just like not streamed live. And
I guess, I mean, like, how much does the G1 league, like,
Yes.
they really more care just about getting the team to China. Like, the broadcast to the Western audience, is that
they don't really care that
like-
much about that comparatively to their Chinese audience.
Yeah, so, yeah, for them, it's not really that big of a loss. Just
Well, I
play it,
mean,
not
in the
streamed.
same way, you're really interested to see the Chinese scene because it's something different that you don't have so much access. The Chinese have also some interest in watching the European North American scene because they know they will face them
Yeah.
eventually during the TI. So, of course, they want to see that, but it's an acceptable loss, in my opinion, if they can't actually stream them live and just like make the games play. For Chinese people, it's all about the LAN. It's all about those finals with real people. So yeah, I mean, it's going to be fun.
But yeah, so far we can bring it up to some of the brackets, almost into phase 2. Liquid
Done.
versus AL, Fnatic versus KP, Alliance versus Mouse, and Navi will play the winner of QPAD and Dignitas, the postponed game.
Yeah.
And I saw also there was some controversy EG against Absolute Legends, that EG disconnect and couldn't reconnect.
Well,
They couldn't-
that was the first like big DDoS.
Yeah, couldn't reconnect, but the admin's decision was that it was already a win for Absolute Legends.
Is that because the game was one-sided?
Yeah,
The game was quite one-sided, but it was
Okay.
kind of early. It was, I think, 17 minutes into the game, so you can't say with 100% certainty that the EL has won.
For sure.
But after all the retries, I mean, I think the G1 League, and this is, I think, what they say is like, well, if the players can't connect, it's the team that's at fault. If you
But then
wait,
shouldn't have Dignitas have forfeited instead of been postponed? Like, I mean, if
well, the situations change.
yeah, well, exactly. If EG was playing later in the bracket and Dignitas was playing first, then
Yes.
it's just bad luck.
Yeah. I've sometimes when you have to admin a
Lucky
tournament,
you, Newman.
Lucky you.
No, the situation changed for us as well, like, because Fnatic were having a hard time potentially fielding their team, and we were like, look, the rules are one standing.
Yeah.
And then they were like, okay, and they make sure that they could play the whole with maximum one standing if they ended up winning the semi-finals in DreamHack Online Invitationals. And when Dignitas were in their game, because of all this happening in DDoS, we didn't apply the same rules that we told Fnatic just because the situation had clearly changed. It's like, okay, this is like, it's people who are here who can play, but they can't play because of DDoS.
Yeah.
So we had to allow 2 stand-ins. So yeah, it's okay to kind of evolve, but no one writes rules for this kind of shit for the whole tournament. So
No.
it's hard to kind of manage. So yeah, but G1 is a huge tournament. It's going to be an offline finals in China. So the Western qualifiers, as we mentioned, having some problems.
Yeah, well,
postponed right now.
Yeah, they will have 2 teams that will be going to China. There's no prize money. It's just the first 2 go to China.
But there is prize money when you get to China.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's all expenses paid. So.
And for the Asian qualifiers, Orange, IG, LGD, China,
And DK.
and also DK have qualified through.
Yeah. DK came had a poor performance in the group stage, and they finished in 3rd place. But because their wins against Zenith and LGD Int, they ended up as the last team to qualify. LGD China, they ended up 2nd. They won versus LGD Int, so they qualified immediately after that. So I mean, nice showings for DK. I was doubting them. They were playing to their strength. Right now, Burning was playing out of their mind. So, I mean, they will be advancing to the finals.
One thing with G1 that I think, I wouldn't say it's strange, but maybe dislike at least, is that teams from previous season are not like directly qualified. Like IG even haven't qualified. I think it's a little bit strange maybe, but that's the way maybe they run it in Dota. But compared to like WCS and everything we talked there about the Premier League and people sticking, at least maybe have these champions for the next season.
Well, I mean, I think that I like the idea of having the possibility of bringing fresh blood, and if you were the champion 6 months ago, that doesn't allow you to like. Maybe it's different, completely different situation. Of course, it's not in IG's case. IGs were really strong 6 months ago. They're really strong now. But maybe you're allowing just for some teams saying, okay, now the situation has changed. The meta game changes a lot in Dota 2. Well, maybe just bring the new teams that actually deserve it instead of bringing people just because things that happened in a different patch with a different scene entirely.
Also makes the qualifier more interesting, of course.
What? Sorry?
Makes the qualifier more interesting as you have the best team.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so more tournament news, guys. You ready?
Yeah, go.
JoinDota Masters returns. AMD as the sponsor. Invited teams are actually Fnatic, Na'Vi, EG, Team Liquid, Mouse, Cupebra Pandas. Did you say KP? KP?
Yeah.
KP, which is Internal Envy's team. And then To Be Decided is the last team. And the prize money, I think, is like 1,500.
1,500, yeah.
1,500,
Yeah, but... so,
But
do you want to tell us a little bit about Masters, JoinDota's Masters, and why we should watch it?
It's really similar to Big Point. It was what
Navi plays
JoinDota
in it,
did
that's
before during the breaks of the defense. They started while doing the defense one. It used to be $500 tournament. Now it's increased to $1,500. Normally, I think it's 8 teams now. 8 teams battling in a single elimination. It's really, really similar to the Big Point battle kind of concept. So,
But this is one-off. It's not like a monthly tournament.
no, it's
every month.
going to be recurring. I mean, if previous JoinDota Master, I think they had 8 last year.
Oh, this is the 13, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So of course it's coming back. I guess.
Yeah, right. 12. They had 12 last year.
Yeah,
So definitely doing more.
Oh, it's already finished, by the way. Navi
Yeah.
won.
Yeah. I was watching upstairs.
Another $1,500. That's just what Zero Gravity wanted, right? More of these little...
Good job, Navi.
Whoa, shit.
What happened?
Switch the camera? Is it
Tearing
fucked?
down the studio.
Yeah, it's fine.
Studio's
The
Yeah.
studio's falling today. We're just gonna burn everything in here
Burn.
today.
I like burn.
It's getting warm. We can just go to an open concept outdoor.
Big Point Battle number 3 also finished. Rock's KIS won. That's
Yep.
a really good win for them. But they're looking really good lately.
They're doing really, really well. And I think they're taking Empire's spot as the other CIS team that is really strong. We're going to talk a little bit more about Empire in a second. But, I mean, of course, Virtus Pro, winner of the defense, also in finals for many tournaments. Empire, people saying they were looking really, really good. And now we have Rockskis in the mix as well, which is really interesting. It's Dread's team. And, yeah, of course, winning the Big Point Battle. Of course, a small tournament in terms of prize pool, but it has some decent teams. Not all of the good teams, because some of them were playing the Dreamhack Invitationals that day. So they were not available, and there was another tournament as well. So, but yeah, I mean, yeah, it's good. It brings them some recognition. Some people are now watching Rockskis and say, oh, I want to watch the team. I want to see what they're like. And probably they'll be playing in more bigger tournaments soon.
All right. Before we get into some drama with Empire, we're going to make the show a little bit lighter. Apparently, we're promoting Cyborg Matt.
Yeah.
So here we go.
Oh, let me set up.
Yeah. You ready?
No,
You ready now?
no,
Ready now?
no, I am.
Okay.
Go. Oh, he dropped one.
Where are you going?
With me.
Yep. So that's Cyborg Matt's Dota 2 courier.
Yep.
He won't have to work again.
He won't have to work ever again. There are some numbers from the what's it called? The mod community, Steam community workshop. That's it, the workshop. And you have them there in the document. I don't have them by hand.
Oh, I do.
Yeah, but it's like 8,000.
98% have rated positive
Yeah.
to this courier,
Yeah.
and 2% negative out of
How many people?
8,200.
Yeah, I mean
people.
that's a lot for the Steam workshop. That's like almost unprecedented. It's having like anonymously great reviews, and also lots of people actually taking the time to vote. So it's going to be the big thing in terms of cosmetics for Dota 2, which is good for Cybermat because
Red
Yeah.
Cybermat.
Well, he actually originally wanted. I think he told the guys that made
Yeah.
it he didn't want any of the money from the courier.
that's true.
And the thing is, you're going to get like a minimum, like maybe just like €1 per courier sell, and a good courier on a year in Dota 2 Workshop can probably sell like 10,000.
Yeah, this will sell more.
Yeah. So
So yeah.
The Hellspawn Courier. Incoming soon.
What kind of courier do you
Money.
want? Well, what will it be? Will it be a mini Hellspawn?
It's the
I'll
mini
figure
Hellspawn.
out for next week. Maybe I release a set of like 15 couriers.
Yeah. Gotta catch them all. You
Catch
make
them
like-
all and you get the Hellspawn.
brilliant. Looking
Great.
forward to that. All right, so we just thought we'd bring that up. So there you go. I don't know why really it was in the document, but Cyborg Matt, he keeps making an appearance
had
somehow or another on
document.
the stream. Yeah,
He
if
can
he had
always-
access to the document.
You always teleport to the closest. I don't know, something.
Okay, so Goblak and Silent leave Team Empire. This is the probably biggest news in terms of what's happening in teams and roster changes. For a little while,
is going on?
everything's been a little bit stable since the EGM moving into NTH,
Navi.
Eternal Envy going out, yeah, Navi. So it's kind of settled down for a little bit, but Goblak and Silent leave. We thought when we had them in our tournament and they ended up leaving a game, we were like, are they really upset at how the coin flip went and how that was decided? And the manager actually messaged and said, look, we're really sorry. It's nothing to do with that. There is some problems internally with the team. And Empire did apologize that they kind of left the game slightly early. So Goblak and Silent left, leaving only 3 members on Team Empire, and those 3 are...
Bigos, Scandal, and Blow Your Brain. And I have to tell you, this actually hurts Empire a lot in terms of their chances to go to to get invited to TI, to actually get to new tournaments. Bigos, their newest player, the newest addition that they had when they lost Fanic to Navi, has not been doing well. He has not been doing well in mid. I mean, I'm not saying he's a bad player, but just like if you look at him, I was talking to Andy today, Drasker, and we agreed that there's not a single game that we watched, like in the Dreamhack Invitational where he played, that you can say, okay, Bigos made the difference here. He was a difference maker.
Well, he did make the difference,
But yes,
but just
for
not
the other
right
team.
kind. Yeah.
And then you have Scandal, possibly their most talented player, great guy at solo mid, one of the best solo mid in Europe, playing a position that he never played before. So of course his ability to impact is going to hurt, especially when you're playing offlaner, because your ability to impact in the game as an offlaner is much smaller, especially in the first 10-15 minutes into the game. So definitely the dynamics of the teams changed. And I think that has to do with the fact of Goblak and Silent leaving. And the big thing about these guys leaving is that Goblak is the captain, was the captain for a long time. And he is one of the like great minds of captaining in Dota 2. There was a really nice post by I think Bulba in Reddit, reminding us that of course they were the guys that started abusing CK and Wisp a lot before TI2. Before TI, yeah, I think a little bit before TI2 when they were at Darer.
Yeah.
They were doing so many crazy stuff. They bring back the aggressive tri-lane. They have done so many things for the metagame. And it's all about this guy, Goblak. So it's not like, oh, they're losing the supports. We just can find another support and it'll be fine.
Do you think Team Empire will be able to replace it, and where will Goblak and Silent go?
Well, they were having Twista as a stand-in. Twista, an old school Norwegian,
Yeah, Norwegian.
player from Mouseport. It used to play for
I
Mouseport.
thought it was Finnish.
I
Norwegian.
think he's
Okay.
Norwegian, yeah. So
Is it the Hon Fnatic player?
he used to play in Hon. I mean, he was the guy that came when Mouseport, when Sing Sing came, Trixie, Rexy, Twista,
I thought of Trixie maybe.
and someone else.
Never mind. Twist.
some-
Yeah, continue. Sorry.
Yeah, so, but I mean, probably just a stand-in for the moment. Twista haven't been actually active in the scene for quite a long while. And of course, this changes the communications dynamic because I'm not sure all the Empire players actually speak English. And of course, they don't speak Norwegian. So, I don't know. Probably they have to think of something. Maybe trying to make something happen with Rockskis and making a new team. Maybe trying to get our style back. Who knows? Like, there are lots of Russian and Ukrainian players that have played at a certain time and are not playing anymore. So maybe BGG. Who knows?
Yeah. But Goblak and Silent?
Goblak and Silent without a team at the
get
moment.
wet
They
ass.
plan to keep them playing.
Of course.
It's going to be really easy for them to find a team, in my opinion.
But you don't think it's set? It should be set, don't you think? They should already have a team to go to, you know.
I don't think they do. I think they left because they weren't happy with how
Yeah.
the team was.
But
That
it's
seems
just
to be
a
the
sad
case.
story, you know. Team Empire were doing so great, and then lost Funnick,
Yeah.
and then just went ape shit.
Yep. I mean, it was funny going, Scandal going to the off lane, lots of things going for the team. Suddenly their strats not connecting as well as before. They're still a strong team, but not one of the strongest. So this change in the end will be good for Empire and for the players leaving because they'll have to make something happen.
Right, well, we'll see what happens. More changes in roster over in Asia. LongDD officially replaces DD
Yeah.
Hilarious.
in LGD China.
Yep.
Good move.
LongDD used to play there. DD, also known as SC. Let's call him SC, like StarCraft, because it's going to be easy. SC is retiring and want to be a caster. Actually, LGD was trying to draw some attention, some Western attention towards him. That was LGD guys asking you for slasher contact because they wanted Live on 3 to talk about SC being now a Chinese commentator. We're not Live on 3, but we can say that as well.
Oh,
SC
is that why they asked for contacts
Yeah.
from me? Okay. Is that also why they did the LGD show match thing?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Because he was cussing there.
So he's commentating in English?
No,
No,
Chinese.
Chinese.
So
But
why do non-Chinese
Because
people
you
care?
want, LGD as a brand is trying to expand globally. Now because they have LGD, and not in the sense that they will have an LGD Europe and in Europe, in a house in Europe, but they think that because they know that they have people from other countries being interested in them, they want to bring every news that has to do to the team to the global media market. So
Yeah, makes sense. I mean, so DD is going to be a commentator.
DD is going to be a commentator.
All right. And LongDD.
He's going to be a player
Yeah.
from LGD China.
What's going on with short DD?
I was about to say the same. What the
I knew you were. You lifted your mic up and I stole it. Okay. All right. So does that really affect LGD?
China?
Yeah.
I personally like LongDD more than DD, if only because he was a bit more versatile. Back before TI2 even, LongDD was the 4th player and DD was the 5th player. And LongDD had the ability to actually play farming force like Enigma and Nature's Prophet, which were still...
So you would say like LongDD could reach like further kind of...
I see what you're trying to do, but it's not working.
I had plenty, but then when you were looking at me, I was like, oh, I've lost it. Because when you were saying like what you could play, I was like, LongDD can stretch more.
Yeah.
in terms of hero pool.
Mhm.
LongDD, can he go further in skill?
Get in there.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
Don't know. I'm nothing.
It's okay.
I've
We'll
failed.
we'll come to you eventually.
I mean, Newman's just like looking at me going, shut the fuck up. I've got someone on the phone who's like, please come home. And she's your girlfriend texting you again, watching the show, going, you can leave, right? Because it's Dota 2.
Nah,
We're going to talk about Team Dignitas right at the end, just for her. Nah.
Nah, we won't.
Speaking of DD,
Speaking of DD,
how is your girlfriend? Excellent.
She's fine.
that's
You
for
reckon?
sure.
So you prefer LongDD. We'll leave it at that. Let's move on. KingJ replaces.
So who is adding these random topics all the time?
YaoBai.
in
but I
the
think
documentary?
Bruno.
These,
Who
these
cares
part-
about these
What?
players?
No, but these are like the biggest team in the world, so I think it's relevant. But
All right, go on.
KingJ,
Bruno,
like where did he played in a big team before, right?
Who?
KingJ.
KingJ, yeah, he played on DK on Dota 1 and he was the DK that won everything.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah,
And this is good for TongFu, who hasn't done.
anything since TI.
Newman, could you even name the 5 players in your Dignitas team?
Of course.
Go on then.
Why are you trying to block our players in there?
Go on then.
How is snaking fogged? Title time.
Tides of Time is not playing anymore
Yeah.
for Dignitas.
Yeah. Way too sexy.
Yes, you're missing one.
Universe.
Great.
Fuck.
Yeah.
You care. You even remember
Of
the
course
guy
I
that's
care.
not there anymore, because to you, he's still
Yeah.
part of the
Part of
team.
the family.
Yeah. Just checking, how much you
I know,
care about
I know my
players.
shit, but I couldn't care less about Asian Dota.
You'll care when you get to TI3, my friend.
I might care, but right now I don't care. And
Just
I could-
focus on beating
couldn't care-
Na'Vi,
couldn't
you'll be
care
fine.
less.
But just to go over it, good
Yeah.
replacement.
For TongFu, always, yeah. I mean, YaoBai, I can't really say much about him because TongFu was not having any positive results at all recently. So I haven't stopped and watched a TongFu replay to see if that was the guy doing wrong. But having KingJ over YaoBai seems to like an improvement to me. He's a very versatile player. People are claiming for him to come back to DK, which of course is not going to happen. But in all, TongFu ends up winning with that.
Cool.
Okay, so Complexity apparently looking for a Dota 2 team. What
They're
have you heard about
apparently-
this?
I've barely heard anything about it. I mean, they're trying to find players, but I don't know if they're trying to get a team out of professional players. They're trying to make a team with pub. I mean, the little thing I wrote is like, Complexity is now looking for players to make a new team, and that's all I read.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
I think that's all the info that's out there as well. Isn't it?
it's like there's
It
a
feels-
forum thread I've been linked to
Yeah.
that just says, need suggestions for potential cold Dota players.
I don't
Really
know
want
if
some
that's-
suggestions. Who has availability, commitment, dedication, skill, experience? I know there are 5 players that may or may not have played with each other that could form up ideas.
But can I go and say me because I would bring people to watch you?
I'll do it.
I'm guessing this is for the Complexity
Oh, we should
Academy.
actually play TMM tonight, by the way.
Yeah, we should.
Because Weppers is here. We have a game.
We can play TMM.
I just feel that Complexity made a good pickup when they picked up their old Dota 2 team, who is now Team Liquid. Feels strange.
Well, it's not Team Liquid. It's part of it is Team Liquid.
Yeah, but the core foundation of it, and it just feels strange that they left it. And also, at that point they didn't have a League of Legends team, and League of Legends was booming.
Yeah.
And now they have a League of Legends team, but I don't hear anything about that. I don't see any games of it. So it
That's
just
'cause
feels
they
like
last.
complexity on their drafting and how they're doing is just strange. They seem to be off. I don't know. Strange. Really strange. If you have a good team, why leave it when they are doing great?
Probably there were other reasons that don't have to do with how the teams were doing. Of course, there were a big disappointment in the international too because they had much greater expectations than what they actually ended up accomplishing. But no one could say that they were a bad team. So, I mean, look at them. Like, as you said, the core is playing in Team Liquid right now, and people are really, really liking the team. So it's definitely not about the player, and I can't say anything about League of Legends because I don't watch that game. But from whatever's happening, doesn't seem to be something like performance related or more like management related.
Complexity has a very big presence in Han as well.
Yeah, that's
like-
true. But they have done good there.
Well, maybe that's the thing. If you're doing great on HON, why not focus on just the thing that actually brings you tournaments?
Yeah, I know, but
They've been
trying to
really-
build up a new team through forum posts.
Complexity has been doing a lot in Call of Duty as well. That's basically they're focusing on HON and Call of Duty at the moment, it seems. It's quite interesting. I'm guessing this Complexity team, though, is for like their academy. Kind of feels like
Yeah,
they
it
wanna do a
sounds like they
forum
want to
post.
find some up and comers and build. I mean, you don't go to a forum and
It's
post
all- it's-
when
But
you
doesn't
want,
it
like,
make sense to
established
actually make an
pros.
academy if you have a proper team? Like, why would your team be an academy so that other teams can pick the good player from your team?
Yeah,
and
but they
take
might move the team up to the real
Promote
team as
them.
well. Yeah.
Graduate.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Who knows? All right, well, we'll see what Complexity do. On one of the final pieces of news in Dota 2, before we get to Bruno's stats, it's all about the EMS Season 1 Finals. EMS Season 1 is 8 teams at the finals, right?
Yes.
Sure
Okay,
is.
so it's 8 teams. You've got DD Dota, Rox, KIS, Absolute Legends, Mouse Sports, the Alliance, Fnatic, and also Na'Vi. It's going to be this weekend. It's an
Yeah.
offline finals in Poland. We mentioned it last time, so it's definitely one of the tournaments you want to check out to see what ESL are going to do with it. But Virtus Pro aren't attending.
Yep. Apparently, Airman or Illidan, or whatever you want to call him, lost his passport,
Yeah.
and he couldn't make it on time to just get a new one or whatever allows him to actually travel to Poland. So he can't go, and if he can't go, the whole team can't go.
That sucks.
I wonder if they're going to try and replace with a team this late notice.
Probably they're going to try. I mean, I don't know, but probably they're going to try and get whatever team.
Came, 9th in the qualifiers.
Well, yeah, but
I'm sure
also
they'll go
like
down
whichever
the
team that
list.
can travel.
Yeah.
First of all,
Yeah.
because it's such short notice. I mean, it's
It usually ends up being a local team.
yeah. I think Alliance were saying that they were traveling on Friday morning.
Yeah.
So I mean,
And
let's
they're
say they
doing
find
the
the team
finals.
today. You have to get flights, accommodation, or everything in 3 days.
How much
That'd be tough.
will this VP not attending affect the tournament, you think, bro?
If
No,
it was 4 teams like I originally thought, hugely. But luckily it's still...
You don't think it will
no, I don't.
affect
I don't
too
think
much?
it affects the tournament. It's going to be really interesting. I think all the headlights are pointing at what ESL can produce in LAN finals because people are used to Dreamhack, which is super awesome. People are used to Star Ladder, which is a different kind of monster, but it's kind of big in
Great
itself.
numbers.
Yeah, exactly. And ESL, I mean, it's ESL, but they haven't done anything in Dota yet. We
Very
showed the
interesting.
arena, which was kind of smallish.
Yeah, I feel like here ESL is kind of a lot stacked against them because the Dota community has been very like apprehensive, I would say, about embracing ESL because obviously ESL works so closely with Riot. And I mean, on the
Do you think really that matters so much?
Well,
I
I
mean,
mean,
when you-
remember
well-
a long time ago, the Dota community hated ESL just because of how like the ENC was in Dota and the prize money payouts and how it was ran and the amount of coverage it didn't really get. So the Dota community, when they worked with ESL a long time ago, it wasn't one of ESL's major products, and now it's one of ESL's major products.
Yep.
So I share like Mike's kind of like, okay, yeah, it's people aren't really sure what's going to come out. So it's a lot of eyes, as Bruno mentioned, are on ESL. Like,
Yeah.
what are you going to do with this community to make them think we want to pick you guys to support you more than just trying to take your prize money? Because obviously that's...
I mean, like we have talked a lot about maybe like being too much on Dota and Toby, and they bring in this caster who didn't like really be the official caster.
Well,
Kawa.
it's Tovi and Kawa, which
Yep.
is
Good combo, I guess.
Yeah, and I can say this because they told me like you can say it, I don't care. Pyrion Flax will be the host.
Not only him.
Not only him, but Pyrion Flax will be the host.
Who else?
Can't say.
No, but just
Can you
I
type
think
it? I want to know.
going into the site, I really like the site they've done for it. You got all the information; it's very clear. I think they can make a really good tournament. I think that the viewing numbers overall for EMS One should have been higher because I see it as the premier Dota 2 online going into LAN kind of tournament for sure. And it's like $35,000 in total. So I mean, and it's also that it's 4 times during the year, so it's like
Regular.
it's a good part for all of these teams and for the fans. So I hope that they can pull off something really good, and that the Dota community will be behind it because it deserves it. I mean, this is big for Dota.
I think it's all about them, about how ESL can do. If they can do a great product, people will follow it as the premier kind of concurrent tournament so far. Like what Star Ladder is now for people, which is a tournament that has LAN finals. EMS has the potential to be even better than that. The thing is that they did not do this in Germany because there was a LOL tournament in Germany as well, something like that.
Well, I mean, they posted on the Dota subreddit when people were kind of questioning the venue in Poland, all the other stuff. They answered some questions, and one ESL representative did say like because of tension.
Yeah,
in
tension.
Cologne.
That
So
was really weird.
It's kind of like,
But wait a minute. If you go into this site, I cannot really give you the link, but it's Saturday,
Thank you.
20th to 21st, Season Spring 2013 Finals, Cologne ESL TV Studio One.
Are you looking at like the CS:GO one or something?
No.
Well, it's in
Well,
Poland.
it's in Poland.
It's not
A place whose name I can't pronounce, but it's something
Katowice.
like Katowice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
something
Katowice.
like that.
So they're broadcasting from Cologne then? That's interesting.
I wonder if they broadcast from Cologne then.
If they what?
If they broadcast from Cologne?
No, I know
No,
that.
I assume not.
It
know.
could be a typo wrong, of course.
Well, I mean, I think the casters and everyone like were flying to Poland.
Yeah,
Everybody's going to Poland for this event
Yeah.
because
Yeah, but
there's actually
The event site that is linked in the document says what I...
Well,
it's in the document.
while the Dota 2 is going on, they're doing League of Legends in Cologne.
yeah.
So they're not bringing Dota 2 to the same venue where Riot are paying for something. So Dota 2 is going to Poland, and then also hosting with Pyrian Flax is going to be
So
Zoe.
yeah. So when they say tension, it's not tension about people watching or the teams. It's actually tension against Riot. That's
Well,
what they're saying.
But
like-
isn't the WSS also...
Because
this
I don't
weekend?
think that Valve cares about
don't
having
care.
a Dota 2 tournament in the same place as a
I don't think
tournament.
WCS is
But-
on the weekend.
but the thing is, it's a good way for ESL to introduce it, and we're really happy. I mean, I hope they do a great job. I'm happy they picked up Pyrian Flax.
Yeah.
They came to me first, and I was like, yeah, we're really busy right now, but there's this guy that I think we could do a fucking awesome job. And they were like, so I had to link him like his YouTube videos where he just acts like a nutter, and they were like, yeah, okay, this will be probably good. But yeah, I hope it goes really well for the teams that
I just wish it would have been in Cologne because
in the studio, yes.
yeah, in the
big.
proper studio because I don't know.
well, who
Feels
knows
like-
what they're going to do with that venue, right? Because it's
I
just
haven't
kind
seen
of
the
a...
venue. It's kind of small.
No, well, yeah, well, I mean,
I mean,
I think it would have as much seating as their studio there in Cologne, right?
More
Oh.
seating for sure in
Yeah.
Poland.
Yeah.
And had I known that Zoe would have been co-host, I would have fucking taken that gig. I'm so pissed off at that. Just saying, right? When they came to me, they were like, "You want to host?" And I'm like,
they were trying to do you a favor, and then you...
And then
Didn't-
because it was actually because it was just like we were like, because me and Bruno were potentially like thinking about, oh, can we do it time wise and stuff, and we've got a lot of stuff on which isn't on camera right now with game stuff. And so then I was like, yeah, look, this guy. And then Zoe contacted me yesterday and she was like, I'm there too. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, Pyrian Flax, you better wingman me the fuck, man. You better big me up to Zoe and say all these nice things.
Well, apparently
And,
Zoe's traveling with Toby to the event. So.
Yeah, but like Toby's.
What do you mean? Have you ever traveled with
I
Toby?
think
Go
you're,
on.
I
I'm not-
think you're
I'm
right.
not-
finish that sentence, please.
I
Elaborate.
think you're right, Mike.
Wingman me, Pyrian Flax.
P-Flax is married.
And if someone puts Pyrian Flax in that picture with me and Zoe, which is blatantly already fucking happened. Oh man. I'm looking for it right now. I'm looking for it. There's hardly any pictures of Pyrian Flax online.
Yeah. They can make one of. They can grab one of his
Nah,
crayon
that's Toby.
pictures.
Fuck that guy. Fine.
All right.
All right.
Do you have some stats, Bruno?
Oh, it's the rest of things over. Yeah, of course I have some stats. Always have some stats.
Always.
Yeah, I'm trying.
This one caught me off guard, actually.
Yeah, I saw that one.
You want to bring this up? The Alliance.
Jesus, what who said it?
That's Naniwa and Luda.
Jeez.
I just thought it was a...
Wow. But yeah, I mean, you mentioned at the beginning of the show, for people who didn't tune in, the load-up picture on the Alliance website is
There's
the same
pictures
one.
of me now with Lodo as well.
Yeah, the picture of Loda in the Alliance website is the one they took from Team Zenith from Tier 2, which is kind of funny. But anyways, that's why his head will appear in lots of pictures right now. But yeah, stats time.
Woohoo.
I have to wait, apparently.
You can't play music, you know.
You can't play music, you know?
cannot.
Because
play music.
YouTube is bad. No, sorry. YouTube is nice.
Well,
there goes the
sorry-
show.
sorry,
Sorry,
YouTube
guys. YouTubers. There you go.
That was your intro.
Okay, great. I think you can go up to 8 seconds, but do not push it. So heroes, of course, as usual, most played heroes of the week. We see a trend of Keeper of the Light being most played, which means he's not being banned as often. He was not one of the most played heroes because he was so many times first banned. He's playing 38 games this week, 18 and 20, not so great. Then we have two carries, Gyrocopter and Lifestealer with 35 and 36 games each. Gyrocopter 20 and 16, Lifestealer 16 and 19, so Gyrocopter doing a little bit better. Finally, Magnus with 34 games in this week. For the most banned, we have the Wisp being the hot banning of the week with 51, way ahead of Bad Rider with 43. So it's all about banning Wisp, and with good reason, because he's 7-0 when he actually plays. So Wisp doing wonderfully this week. But
Also in China?
China doesn't even pick it or care.
When will they do?
Still don't.
When will they do?
I mean, if you play like IG plays, like the good teams play, there's no way you can actually do anything with the Wisp. But because the metagames are so different and people are split pushing way more in Europe scene, it's easier to actually find pickups with that hero. So we have Bad Rider with 43 bans, 10 and 12 when he's playing, so not so well. And Nyx dropping to third place when he used to be the first one with 42 bans, 10 14 doing there. So teams of the week, hot and not. The hot teams of the week are, as I said before, DK, which came back from a slump and won everything to actually qualify to G1 League. And also, to Newman's happiness, Team Dignitas is also team of the week, even if they lost to Team Liquid in the finals of D2L. Apart from that, they've been pretty much winning everything, so they've been looking really, really strong. Only DDoS can stop them, apparently. But other than that, they're in top form, and we'll see what happens in the next few tournaments, because they're favorites now. The not teams, sorry, James. It's the Cupid Red Pandas.
Oh yeah, they fucking suck.
Yes.
Fucking hate this team.
I mean, they started off with a really nice going second in the team with the Dreamhack Invitational, winning the SK Cup, but these days they can't really win a game.
No, they can't. But it's hard to play though, since I've been beating them so much around the house these days.
Might be that.
Good thing is,
You know-
when you hit select, they can't tell if he's got bruises.
You know,
He's
if you want to
Asian.
train
What?
pro gamers in Korea, they've got a really, really good regime where if you suck,
Regime?
Regime,
Yeah,
yeah, that's
regime.
how you say.
yes.
Not regime.
All right. Anyway,
Regime.
what happens when you lose and you're bad? You do a lot of the dishes. Okay.
I like that regime.
So
I
I
really
think,
like that regime.
I
You
think
sure
Yeah,
about
but,
that?
Like,
Mike?
they're not all playing on the same page in certain situations, and no one's leading the team well enough in their practice games right now. Like, as far as I can tell.
sounds like doing some dishes is the answer.
Where is head coach Park?
This is no hedge code park.
Head coach Harding.
Yes. Well, enough said about the
Doesn't
Cupid
Cupid
Red
have a
Pandas.
good manager? That Nostra guy. Maybe he can teach Dota.
He,
Kör vi! Kör vi!
that's a Swedish joke for people that know Nostra, who's very loud Swedish guy who's been in esports like Counter-Strike. He's very loud.
Okay,
Um,
good to
I
know.
don't remember that picture. But anyway, yeah, so by the way, we weren't There's some really fucked up pictures coming up now. We weren't bragging, by the way, when we said that we got approached by ESL. It's more the fact that sometimes ESL do come to me and they say, "Are you interested in this? And also, do you know other people that would?" Because we're quite connected with people within the Dota 2 scene. So I think Pyronflax is the best choice for it. So
He's awesome. No, he
but-
really is.
yeah. So I don't remember doing that. Where are these pictures coming from?
You look so young. Your skin looks so.
Anyways, wrapping
smooth.
up the stats for the week. We have the player of the week, and we're talking on and on about DK, and our player of the week is, of course, Burning. He hasn't been doing particularly well in the kills department because he's more of a farmer than a killer. But he's been first in gold per minute in this week with 663 gold per minute, second in experience with 649 experience per minute per game, and first in CS with 361 creeps per game. Boy, he hates his creeps.
Fucking love Burning. One of my favorites.
Yeah, so
Same.
really strong. Congratulations, and we're back to James.
And also, because there's pictures of me on Twitch chat doing very rude things. Okay, take this. No, because like Zoe is a very good host, and she's learning. She wants to do a lot more in Dota 2 because it's like, as a market, Dota 2 is
Big.
you're more available to do stuff. You know, because you can, because there's WCS and there's also like LCS that already have stuff. And
Wait. B, C, D, D, D.
B, C, D, D, D.
What?
Think about it.
Oh no, I was just gonna say that. Yeah, so hopefully she does a good job, and then you.
See, that's a good job.
Yeah. No, okay. Whenever I talk about Zoe, right,
What are you doing?
I have to be very careful because she's the only girl in esports that, as far as I've met, out of all the other girls,
That's
that
a good
goes
job.
on stage, doesn't want to dress up slutty, wear a skirt, and actually wants people to listen to what she says because she does her research, and she does a lot of fucking research. So she's been working on Dota 2 for a little while, and you know.
Her research on you was kind of bad, I would say.
Zoe, if you're watching this, it's out of my fucking control. So, I'm just.
That was really productive. That's what you just did there. That really.
Just getting rid of this here. All right, guys.
So this is a great wrap up.
We could just be silent for a minute.
And any other girls that are watching, I know that ship has sailed. It's okay. Don't worry. You have to make sure, because like when you're like this famous,
What the fuck?
sure that no one thinks.
What happened?
Really, are we gonna have a pause and then just have like 5 minutes?
No, let's just go back.
Let's just end this.
What the fuck was that, bro?
Let's just end it, to be honest. There's no more content anyway.
Yeah, there is.
What are we doing?
We're keeping we're moving on. Last 5 minutes of the show with tempo, feeling. I love
That
it.
was
Go.
a good StarCraft and Dota 2 segment. Let's move on.
Oh, I'm in charge.
If enough people didn't see it.
Anyway, I'm getting told off. That's what's happening. Let's move on. Where's
Let's
my
move
fucking document? Right, Counter-Strike Global Offense. NIP wins EMS.
Again.
Which was the EMS One, which is the same kind of tournament that you're going to see this weekend in Dota 2. They beat out Fnatic in the grand final, 16-6 and 16-7 across the two maps. They
What's
took
VP
home
playing?
$12,000. Fnatic took home $7,000. And Very Games apparently felt like the only team that could do anything against NIP. So, did anybody watch EMS?
Yeah, I was a part of it. I think that of course, Virtus Pro was not there, so it was not the same storyline. And you could also see it by the numbers. It was not anything similar to Star Ladder. That was the week before. Also, I think that Fnatic's second place was a strong one. Were also some other upsets in the tournament, but I really like what ESL with EMS One tried to do with more content, having a lot of interviews, having a lot of like other segments. However, the host of these broadcasts was not really up to par what my likings.
Oh, is this the one they were calling the European Lauren Elise?
Yeah. Let's say
That's
that's one
not
of the
a
most.
Semmler?
Let's just say it was one of the most awkward girls I ever seen on camera, esport related.
But it might
That's
be
not
the
Lauren
first
Elise.
time.
Yeah, I didn't like it at all, and it was like a lot of parts. Like when NIP won, the first thing they do is go to this girl who is like the second host, the co-host, and she talks with some other dude, and they're looking at pictures of like which fans have sent in of NIP and other teams, and like shitty pictures, and she's just doesn't know what to say or do when they're trying to hook it up for Raidcall because they're sponsor. So like send in your questions. And then, okay, let's do the prize ceremony. So it's like everything was just upside down. Like, great that ESL is doing more content because I think they maybe have been lacking on that part. If you look at IM, for example.
Oh, ESL are huge when it comes to Counter-Strike community as well.
But yeah. But
So-
they didn't really put the numbers in this hostess.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe first time on camera. Maybe it was just some.
Was she pretty?
I watched a bit, but I didn't.
That's-
I didn't see the host at all. So I'm kinda disappointed.
Didn't add it up on the awkwardness. At least.
Okay.
All right. Apparently, just going back to Dota 2,
Yeah.
Carmack has actually tweeted that the VP will be replaced by TCM or Rats in the Dark.
Wow.
The deciding match will be played tomorrow.
Interesting.
So
So it will be a full bracket. So that's
hopefully,
good.
yeah.
Amazing
But-
game as well.
Except for that, I think the studio that the ESL has was really well suited for this kind of tournament. Like you get so many picture shots of the players
Yep.
and like coaches and like
Yeah.
the feeling of it. Like that part I really liked, and they really kept the camera going, which I also like when you not have much to feel
Their
it.
studio stuff has been great.
Yep.
You know, it really has. That's why we hope the Dota 2 will work really well over in Poland as well. Because if it was in the studio, I think it would be like something big. Like it would surpass the kind of Star Ladder finals, and you'd have more player time than the players had at DreamHack because we weren't near them on the stage because we actually produced that. But okay, so Counter-Strike Go, you weren't happy with the hostess, and the
Yeah,
stream
no.
numbers were average.
Yeah, it was not compared to Star Ladder, but of course, Virtus Pro, like winning this group stage and then defeating in the final, it brings those numbers. Very Games didn't really put it up like they wished for, I think. But overall, really good games, and I think it was Red Eye and who else was it commentating? Overall good, and I mean Joe Miller, he was doing LCS at the same time, so overall great.
Any thoughts about just next season of EMS? If they've gained a lot of momentum with this, or how it all looks?
For sure, I think they will work a lot of I mean, Counter-Strike Go, this is the first thing they do, more or less. At least what I can remember.
I think so.
So, of
It's
course, they will
major
improve a
things.
lot. And, I mean, Red Eye and Joe Miller together always brings a good combination, and hope that Joe Miller can do more CSGO. And, yeah, I guess the same with maybe go for Dota. At least with the online part, I guess.
All right, so moving on to try and wrap this up as quickly as possible. Hey, Newman. I'm talking to you. League of Legends. Wickd versus someone for spot in the EU All-Star teams. I have no idea what's going on in this League of Legends news. Who put it in?
I didn't know that it was something about. I saw it just on stream because Twitter went all over the place because of the crazy numbers that this own personal stream went over 100k. And went to 144k.
Someone's personal
stream peaked at 144k.
Okay.
So for sure, it's like the world record, and like no one has been near to anything
So
like this.
Wicked's stream peaked at 144k.
Yeah. Like, it was just bananas all over the social medias, and like I think all Riot people tweeted about it and so on. And I didn't know something was on the line, so it was about like getting the EU All-Star team spot. But
As a
still,
captain or just
It was like a voting thing where two players were so close or something, so they did a 1v1 or something in League of Legends. I don't actually know, but
Something happened.
but those numbers.
did Wicked win beat the Fnatic player.
I think he lost.
No, Soaz won 3-2.
So why do you have 144k players if you can't win?
Because haters, man.
Because he has
Alright.
he has streamed, then I guess they didn't have any commentators and so on. And he,
Well, there's like a bunch of people in his background because he's in the EG house, right? And so there's some like girls in the background too, and other
Did you see?
people. Yeah, I turned it up, dude. There's 100,000 people on. I'm gonna open
Everybody
the stream
watching.
and see what the fuck is happening.
What's funny is that, I mean, 4 out of the 5 players from the EU All-Star team are playing for Gambit Gaming, usually. So it's...
Oh, really? I thought they were capped to like 2.
No.
Oh, that's strange.
Okay.
Can't help feel bad for Darren, whose entire team, Gambit Gaming, was picked for the EU All-Star lineup.
He should have like tried to pause. Can you pause the game in League of Legends? Do you know? anybody know?
Yeah, you can.
He should have just been like 144k people.
Pause.
1 second, guys. Need to pause. Gonna run. Just need to go to the bathroom. Just gonna hit this advert button right now. Jesus. 144k
Okay.
people. Just to give some people an idea of like, you know, how much money you could make off streaming. I was really shocked when we ran the Dreamhack online invitationals for a day, where we went anywhere from like 20,000 to like 30.
37, yeah.
We
I
ended
heard
up
46.
making like $500
Yep.
in a day of streaming.
Yep.
With only like 8 ad breaks. If you've got 144,000
Yeah.
people, you could theoretically, if you ran the same ads that we ran, and you've got what? That's like 5
Two-
times more.
2.5k.
$2,500.
Yep. in
for
a
some
day.
guy sitting in a bedroom,
Yeah,
right? Not.
yeah.
These
In a day.
numbers just so silly. I mean, it's bigger than any StarCraft 2 stream like ever on Twitch, and it's like it's bigger than I guess any Dota stream on Twitch ever also, and
It's bigger than any stream.
Yeah.
Like,
it's just I still get amazed by League of Legends numbers. It's just completely insane.
I mean, I think a big factor of this is like the stream kind of went viral. Like it was at like 80k, and then everyone's like, "Holy shit, can this get 100?" And then people who would
True.
never normally watch. So I mean, it's kind of like a funny anomaly, but I mean, it still just goes to show the potential of the audience.
Just that you
now.
can get so viral
Yeah.
within this community.
Cool. Chat's been great, by the way.
Yeah.
Still doing.
Keep it up, chat.
Did they make the P flags and so?
Athena Twin is in chat. She's a Twitch employee.
Uh-huh.
If you type Athena Twin PMS, the blonde, yeah, she's gonna kick all your asses. Defend me, Athena Twin, if anyone says anything bad about me.
Go Amber.
So
Next up, there's some fighting game stuff. I didn't really pay attention to any of it, but
Now they're spamming her face.
apparently there was some talk about collusion and pot splitting. I don't know. Did any of you guys follow any of this? Justin Wong and NYC Chris G basically picked like random characters or something in the finals, and they, I don't know. There's a big post on Event Hubs. If James, you want to just stop whatever you're doing. What are you doing?
The chat mob is going crazy. I'm following them. It's interesting. Sorry.
I want you to focus, James.
Focus.
But I think it's cool that Chris G is doing so well. Keep going well, and about this community thing, I don't know anything about it actually. I'm just excited for EO.
Cool.
Yeah, they randomly selected their teams, and then there was a bunch of tweets about it.
maybe they just wanted to have a little bit of fun.
No, it was Marvel, I think. Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom, yeah.
What's Marvel? I didn't see Marvel.
Well, moving on.
It's fun how we always add like Face-It cups for Quake every week.
We mention it every week. We never not mention a face.
It's
They
funny.
pay us so much money. It's amazing. And because they run Quake, we don't have to hire DDK.
Right, but just to add, I'm reading up a little bit about this community leaders talking about pot splitting and having set games and so on. And I think it's really important that all segments of esports and anything competing that you're against it. It's really important, I would say. And
Yeah.
I think it's good that the community steps up. As here, Markman, for example, going out strong, and everybody, Team Spooky, and so on. So
I mean, if
and I think that Justin apologized also for.
yeah,
for
I
this
mean, if a
happening.
StarCraft player ever did this on EG, I feel like there would be pretty big consequences. So
I mean, there were court. Of course, it was more set up, but which Blue War player was it that actually threw games? Was it Yellow?
oh, you talking about
Oh,
Savior?
Savior, sorry.
Yeah, I mean that was
Of course,
that was beyond this. That
yeah,
was
it's
like
a bigger scale, but I would say that this is one of the first steps into that.
Yeah, I mean,
having
well,
set
it's,
up
it's
games
the
to
same
throwing
principle
games.
essentially.
They've been splitting posts for ages.
Yeah, I know, but it's really, really bad
Yeah.
for the community, for it to grow. When it's a subculture, I can get it in some part, but
Yeah, I
But-
mean, if you want to kind of step things up, it's because
especially with the broadcast and then all these sponsor dollars coming into it.
Especially on a major tournament.
Yeah, exactly. A major tournament, this cannot occur.
Next.
I think that was the last topic, actually. Yeah, I think we got to the end of the show.
Damn, we did it.
Coming up next week, we should just inform people of awesome things.
Next time.
So we got Full of Steam tomorrow.
Yep.
Me and Scriff. Do you have the games yet, Scriff? What we're doing?
Yeah, I haven't.
Yeah, he's
You want-
lying.
you
He's
want-
totally
You
lying.
want me to say them?
No, I was just checking.
I
type
can
him in
say
the
them.
document.
He's gonna
Type
play
him in the
WoW with
doc-
you,
Perfect.
I
James.
can't type. I'm not very good.
All right, we're gonna believe him for now.
Yeah, we're gonna believe.
It's gonna be a
Scriff.
great episode.
So
of
yeah,
Full Steam
we
tomorrow.
check out 2 games over 2 hours. It's called Full of Steam. It's okay, Scriff. We believe you. It's just me and Scriff playing video games. It's kind of like, yeah. We just do it because we like video games. Scriff does it because I buy all the games and they go to his Steam account, and then he's like collecting. He's got this massive list of games. And then on Thursday, the following day, we're going to have the Dreamhack Dota 2 Invitational Finals, which is between the Alliance, previously known as No Tidehunter, and Team Dignitas. And it's going to be a best of five. Winner takes $2,500. Second place, $1,500. But also the winner will get directly invited to compete at DreamHack Summer, and that's a $45,000 tournament. So it's quite big just for that. And then obviously not with us, but within Dota 2. The Alliance and other people will be flying on Friday to go to ESL to play in EMS.
Yep.
So make sure if you're a Dota fan, check out what ESL
Yep.
are doing this weekend.
Full of Steam. Beat the studio.
We will have Beat the Studio on Friday, where basically you get to play us in video games. We done Dota 2 last time. Before that, we did Quake. We might try and do StarCraft.
Yeah, I think
2.
we'll do StarCraft. Everyone's
So,
here finally, so
Semmler plays a bit of StarCraft. Mike and Apollo certainly
And you,
do.
of course.
And I actually won a game versus one of you last time, so you should be ashamed of yourselves. And yeah, after this show, we'll probably play some TM. But in StarCraft, do you want to tell people what's happening? In
yeah, I
StarCraft?
mean,
like what's worth watching?
WCS everywhere, right? Just,
I want to add a thing.
It's taking over.
Yeah, go on.
Also, Esport SM, the Swedish Championship, is in Gothenburg and Northstan. I think it's the biggest mall in Sweden, actually. It's like 50,000 people every day there. And it's a crazy
Great
StarCraft 2.
place to make friends, surely then.
Yeah, but it's actually a crazy StarCraft 2 lineup with Forsain, Sase, Shov, Shannon, Lalus, Mini Racer, Cytoplasm.
And that's
Going
in Gothenburg.
Yeah, in
the
Gothenburg
mall.
this weekend on Saturday.
Not to forget.
So if I go down there and I play a bit of StarCraft between games, a bit of shopping, what kind of shops are around the tournament?
I guess all the big ones.
That's
would
a
say-
big tournament.
And
All the big
also,
ones.
I think that the FIFA Virgin Gaming winner, Ivan, the Boros legend, who
I've
won
heard of
like
him.
$140,000, he is also competing. So it's a good tournament. You should follow it on Aftonbladet because
We're still trying to qualify for Esport SM. That's about how.
I think
random
he's.
FIFA is.
I think Ivan is so sure that he will win, so he hasn't participated before. He's going on home soul. Last year he also qualified in Gothenburg. That was the last qualifier. So, but it's good StarCraft 2 actually. I mean, just seeing Forsain against Sase, I would say is a big game.
It's cool. All right then. So plenty of stuff to watch during the next couple of days. Unless anybody has anything else to say, I'll do a closing.
I
Show
still want a
moment.
bunny suit.
You still want a bunny suit? Okay, Bruno, thank you. Newman, you want to go home?
I want a bear suit.
You want a bear suit? Hellspawn, as far as I'm concerned, you're already in a fucking suit.
Already, yeah.
You're in a badass suit.
Badass suit, yeah. Big ass suit.
Okay, so we're going to close out today. Thanks for watching The Good Show. As we mentioned, we'll be back tomorrow full of steam, and Dota 2 on Thursday with the Dreamhack Finals. Now, if you want to go and be a mob somewhere else, which is I do encourage, you can go over and check out Chanman's stream. He's doing Climbing the Ladder, which is a really good show, where basically they talk about what we talk about, but probably better than we do.
It's got Sir Scoots on today.
It's got, oh, really?